Hey, how's it going everyone? Steven the Gamer here, back in another GTA 5 online video on the channel. Now in today's video, I decided to do something a little different now. You probably haven't heard from me in a little while. It's been a couple months. I don't think I've ever really talked in a video this year. But this is my new talking video that I wanted to do because it's becoming a huge problem in GTA Online. And I wanted to discuss it in this video like I said. And that problem is the Oppressor MK2. A lot of you guys are going to be wondering, what do you mean the Oppressor MK2? What's wrong with it? Well, there's actually a lot that's wrong with the Oppressor MK2 in my opinion. That's what I wanted to discuss in this video today. If you guys agree with me, let me know in the comments. If you disagree with me, let me know as well. And let me know what your way of fixing this kind of thing in GTA Online would be. Let me know what you think. It's a very heavy discussion video. I want to know what you guys think as well. So the first thing I wanted to touch on is why it's broken. There's a lot of reasons why it's broken. The first main reason is because it can be called through the MC. Now, a lot of you guys are going to be wondering, well, how is that a bad thing? Well, there's a lot of reasons why that's a bad thing. The first reason is a lot of tryhards will spawn that in to keep killing you, and there isn't a cooldown. And that's the broken part about the Oppressor MK2. Every other vehicle in the GTA Online, world has a cooldown of something. The Deluxo has a cooldown. The Mark 1 doesn't have a cooldown. But a lot of like the thruster and stuff, they all have a cooldown. And it's a little unfortunate that this is the case, because when I thought the Oppressor, when I first saw the Oppressor MK2, I was like, this vehicle is definitely not going to be in the MC menu. I know exactly why Rockstar added this. It's going to be another hovering vehicle that is going to be very, useful, but not really broken at the same time. But when it came out, I was very shocked. I was very shocked at how they continue to do that pattern of it being able to be called in through that darn MC menu. And that's the main reason, in my opinion, why the Oppressor MK2 is broken. If there was a cooldown added to the MC menu, or even if it was removed completely from the MC menu, I think it would be balanced. But I don't think it needs a big cooldown. They recently just updated the mechanic time where it's 2 minutes. But you gotta understand something. I'm gonna go ahead and display an example of how long it takes for you to call in a vehicle and before it spawns when someone is trying to kill you. Alright, we're gonna do that in a minute, but I just wanted to discuss that in this video here today. That's just one of the reasons why I think it's broken. There's a lot of other reasons. Like, I know a lot of you guys are wondering what I'm talking about. A lot of other broken things about it is that it's very small and it has countermeasures, and that's the reason why it's also broken. And another reason is actually because its missiles are very accurate. Now, they aren't as good as the Deluxo, the Vigilante, and all those other vehicles, but they are very accurate compared to other vehicles. A lot of other vehicles, I mean, the missiles are on the Stromberg level, just to put that in perspective. Now, if that hasn't convinced you enough why it needs to be fixed, well, there's a lot of other reasons. A lot of people will abuse the MC menu, while a lot of you guys are probably like, why should they remove it from the MC menu altogether? Why should they do that? Well, like I said though, you gotta understand that you have people that, enjoy using it for purposes, and you have people that actually use it to grief. And it's the people that use it to grief that are the reason why it's broken. So if you ever use the Oppressor MK2 in the way I talked about, where if you run out of missiles, you spawn it again, and do any of that stuff, you need to stop, because it really isn't fun fighting an Oppressor MK2. It's very pointless, because we already know who's gonna win. No other vehicle can beat it anyways, except for the thruster. But the only thing the thruster can do is it can evade its missiles. So basically, it's a good reason why the thruster is good, and because it's on sale this week, I'd really recommend you guys pick up a thruster if you have trouble fighting Oppressor MK2s, because again, you can basically do a lot of techniques with it. One of the techniques I like to do is, if a MK2 ever comes up to me, I always like to grab the thruster, and basically what you gotta do is you just gotta keep flying forward. I might make a video on it, but just keep flying forward in a straight line without crashing, of course. And because of MK2, there's a weird bug with the thruster where certain missiles won't be able to catch up to it, and I think it's because of the hitbox. It's basically like a helicopter that, is moving very fast, and it's very small. I don't know if it's a bug or if that's a cool feature of the thruster, but all you have to do is just keep flying forward, and a Mark II won't be able to hit you unless you slow down, which you cannot do. If you slow down in the very slightest way, the Mark II will be able to hit you. I'll see if I can find an example. I thought I recorded one. But that's one of the ways you can avoid a Mark II. One of the other ways that I like to do is I like to pull up my Chernobog, and you're wondering, well, why is that vehicle important? Well, the one thing that you can do with the Chernobog is you can go off the radar. When you go off the radar, you just park it somewhere where the Mark II can't see you. You got to park it somewhere behind the Mark II. If you park it, in front of the Mark II, they will be able to lock on for whatever reason. That's for another video that we're going to talk about in another discussion. But I believe that the Chernobog is the best way to take down a Mark II. There's a couple of other ways. You got the orbital cannon, but again, that's a very expensive way to do it, and it's very glitchy and whatever. But there's a lot of other ways you can deal with a Mark II. Some planes are able to take it down, but again, it's a very, very small vehicle. And it reminds me a lot of a fly. Have you ever had like a fly in your room that you just can't hit? It's very fast. You can't take it down. That's what the Mark II reminds me a lot of. It reminds me of a vehicle or a fly or a bug that you just can't hit because it's just too small and it's too fast. That's what the Mark II reminds me a lot of. So I also wanted to make this as a video of not a public service announcement, but an awareness video for Rockstar. Rockstar, if you're watching this, please nerf the Mark II. I am begging you. I already begged you on Twitter. Please nerf the Mark II. I mean, you have such a big company, and this is what's disappointing. Every other vehicle, like I said, has a cooldown of some sort. Planes have cooldowns. Why does the Mark II and the Mark I get a special treatment where it's a special pass? It's like going to Universal or Disney or something, and it's like, okay, you get in for free because you're just you're small. That's basically what it's like. It's like, why does that matter? I don't understand the whole logic behind Rockstar. They would have thought that people are gonna notice this. People are gonna know what they're getting themselves into. And a lot of the times, it's not even worth fighting a Mark II. All you do is you just keep going back and forth, and eventually, if you're lucky, you might be able to hit it. But I mean, it's so hard. I mean, it really is so hard to take down a Mark II. And I'm not trying to whine or complain or anything, but I'm just saying that the Mark II needs a nerf. It's the end of the story. I don't care. A lot of people agree with this. A lot of people have had bad experiences with the Mark II. And it's something I really have been wanting to talk about for a very long time. Again, it's a shame that we have to talk about this now, where it's a flying bike, hovering bike, it's a future, and we have to talk about it being overpowered. I mean, it makes me so upset, and it makes me very disturbed to know that the Mark II is the most overpowered vehicle in GTA Online. I mean, it's a real shame because, and another thing I've never understood is how come Rockstar is nerfing stuff in RDR2, but they've probably never nerfed something in GTA Online ever. I mean, they might have. I think they nerfed a lot of the Savage, I believe. I think they nerfed that a little bit, but I just don't understand why they never nerf anything in GTA Online. Because it's, it's just very outrageous for me to keep talking about. But I hope this video helped you guys out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I also wanted to quickly touch on a couple more things with the Mark II. This video, of course, is me kind of going on and on without a script, so I'm kind of going off the top of my head, in case you guys were wondering. But a lot of the stuff with the Mark II is, again, with the MC menu. They could do a lot of other options. All they have to do, though, the easiest one for them was to be able to remove it from the MC menu. That would be the easiest way to remove the Mark II overpoweredness. That is a word. Because I just feel like the Mark II. Oh, first off, it doesn't belong in GTA. That's my opinion. The Mark I is okay, but the Mark II, no, it's not okay for me. Again, that's my opinion. I don't think the Mark II deserves to be in GTA 5. It doesn't deserve to be recognized as a worthy and holy vehicle that everyone claims that it is. Yeah, sure, it's fast and it's agile and whatever, but you gotta understand, in GTA Online there's a lot of perspectives for vehicles. First off, you have people that look at the Mark II and are like, wow, this vehicle is going to help me make money, it's going to help me do jobs, it's going to help me get around the map in a couple minutes, it's going to be a very helpful vehicle for me. And then you have people that look at the Mark II and like, wow, I get to grief even more. Rockstar really likes me. You know, they make me so happy, and they make me cry for tears of joy because I get to grief people with the Mark II because I just don't have a life. I mean, that seriously is what it is. I mean, it's stupid. Do you guys remember the day, back in the day, when the Hydra was overpowered? Do you remember that? Because I remember the day where if you got stuck by one of those things, you didn't have an escape. You had to like go in passive mode. I mean, it was a very overpowered vehicle. Well, guess what? We have an counter to the Hydra and the laser and all the helicopters and planes. It's the explosive sniper. And that's the thing that I'm hoping Rockstar will do with the Mark II. Hopefully they'll create a vehicle in the next update that actually counters a Mark II. And what I mean by counter is, I mean, you're not able to take you down. You know, it's not allowed to be able to take you down. If it takes you down, it's not a counter, in my opinion. I want a vehicle that is able to take down a Mark II. You know, what I was thinking they could do is make a helicopter or another Stromberg type vehicle where it has some armor, and it ignores countermeasures. So if that makes any sense. So basically, it would be another Stromberg, like a Stromberg Mark II, that has missiles, and it evades, you know, it ignores countermeasures on all Oppressor Mark IIs. What that would do is that would make it a very trustworthy counter, and I just don't, you know, I don't know what Rockstar was thinking when they added the Mark II, to be honest with you. I just am not a fan of it. Yeah, sure, you'll see me use it in videos, but like, I don't use it to grief. I usually use it to take down other Mark IIs, to do any other thing, activities, jobs. I'm not a griefer. I don't use it to grief. I use it to make money. I'm that type of person. But you know, I'm trying not to use it myself because I know if I put it up on YouTube much longer, it's going to become even more popular, and that's what I don't want. I don't want people to be thinking like the Oppressor Mark II is the best vehicle in GTA Online, because it isn't. There's a lot of other options that are way better than the Mark II. There's a lot of other vehicles that can do exactly the same thing, but again, it's the usefulness and it's the how much it's, you know, worth that makes a vehicle how it is. And that's why the Mark II is very much used. You know, first off, it can be spawned right next to you. It's perfect. I mean, the perfect world, right? But again, you have all those different groups of people that will use it in different ways. You have tryhards that will abuse it. You have money grinders that will use it to make money, and you have people that will just grief with it. To me, it's a very sad occurrence. I mean, who would have thought that we would be in 2019 in GTA Online and we would be flying around in Oppressor Mark IIs and Deluxos? Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If so, make sure you leave a like. And I know this was let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone.